another person out there too who has no arms and no limbs,
No
no arms and
arms.
no legs. So what they've done is they might not have arms and legs, but they've become an inspirational speaker. That's something they can still speak. So that's at least something. They're actually, a little bit famous for the fact that they're such a good inspirational speaker. Um,
Yeah, I know somebody that actually has only one arm, and yeah, they're in the Special Olympics, which is um, it's an organization for people that are disabled in some way, shape, or form. It's kind of like the Olympics, and
Wait, we
yeah.
have that in my city. They go around my school every now and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that called the Special Olympics?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Didn't we just say?
What do
Yeah,
you
I just
mean?
said that.
anyway, I think they because I've heard of the Special Olympics here too in Australia, so I think it's kind of a world-known type thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just one thing.
Well, there is a difference between the Paralympics and the Special Olympics. Like the Special Olympics is like unofficial, while Paralympics is like official, like at the actual Olympic Games itself.
Yeah, they may or may not be in the Paralympics. I'm not sure, but
I heard a phone notification.
Yeah, that's okay. That was my phone notification. Don't worry about it.
Pretty neat
uh,
sound you got there.
Yeah,
could I
yeah,
please
yeah.
ask a question?
Okay. So I think MathWiz had a question before we move on to the server rubber ducky.
Okay, so for Shift OS, do you still have the download for version 0.0.8? I'd really like to see that.
I
Uh,
believe I might have that version personally. You're talking about the version just before I gave up and I made that video of it with the Bitcoin thingies and not
Yes.
Bitcoin. What was it? BitNote was what I had.
Yes.
That version.
What was that noise I just heard?
That was a phone. I believe that was very
That
unusual.
sounded like a hard drive moving for a second. That
Yeah,
scared me.
yeah. I believe I actually have it, so I might be able to just message me, like send me a DM, and I might be able to send that to you. But definitely check out the
actually,
yeah.
go ahead and send it to me if you can, and I can put it on the website for everyone to download, if that's alright
Okay.
with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
No props. Okay, there we go. Well, anyway, we're gonna move on to server rubber ducky.
Quack, I did it before you.
Yes, you did. I was gonna try and say it before, but I had to give you a chance to say it. But then I didn't know. I thought you were AFK. So anyway, what's new?
Nothing much. I've completely switched to Linux now.
Oh yeah, you're the arch Linux guy. In
Yay.
fact, what was it
Yeah.
just a few days ago? You were telling me, and this I made a joke, and I didn't even mean to make a joke. Um, so it was actually an unintentional joke. So what happened is he was saying, "Oh, I currently use Arch Linux," and he's like, "Oh, I hate it when there's like Arch users and they're just like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm so clever because I
Oh
use
yeah.
Arch." Yeah, you're saying that, and then I was like, being all joking, and I was saying, well, I use Gentoo, mate, and then he was like, oh, mate, like a desktop environment, but I was just being a classic Australian.
What's so
So,
funny?
well, it's okay. You're not nerdy enough to understand. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the origami person because I was just looking at that and I was like, I can't say this. How do I say this? Then it's like after origami. Right, that's how I say it. So origami.
Sarasha.
Well,
Sri
hi.
Harsha.
So
Sri
origami, what's
Harsha,
up?
yep.
Well, what's going on in my life is I have finals this week and next week, so yeah.
Very stressful, in other words.
Yeah, essentially. And also have a math quiz tomorrow, and I'm studying for that while being in this chat.
Right. Okay. Well, do you want to wait? What grade are you in at school?
Year 10.
Year 10. Okay. Do you have like a year 10 equivalent? Because I mean, in Australia, we used to have something called the school certificate, which was like kind of a really important thing that you do, but it doesn't exist anymore. Do you have anything like that, or is it just kind of year 12 is or year grade 12 or whatever is the big like challenging thing that's important?
Well, kind of like year 11, I would say, is more stressful than year 12, honestly. Because like year 11, you have to like have college exams and stuff like SAT, ACT, and you also have to file like college applications and stuff.
Okay, well that was year 10 in Australia for us, or grade 10, depending if you're American or Australian, how you want to say it. So yeah, that was kind of what I was saying with the year 10 school.
I'm going to be 10th grade next year.
Okay.
Yeah, but like here, 12th grade is basically just half the year you just basically do nothing, and the first half like it's really stressful by getting like college applications and stuff.
Right.
Yep, that's pretty much what we do.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. From what
Yeah,
I
because
heard,
like
yeah.
for 12th graders, school ends like about a month early, like a month earlier than the rest of the grades. Like that's when their graduation is. And
Oh,
then
really?
they in like our town they have this thing called capstone project, which is basically you can do like a project, but like you don't have to come to school if you do that project. And those projects are like anything between like going to an internship or making some sort of like robot or something. And sometimes people just go into the woods and just research. So it's just an excuse not to come to school.
For my school, this is only my example. So basically, what we do, we get off a week of school, like they get off a week of school early, and they basically don't really do anything. They're just in the transition to college at that point.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, anyway, if Origami had anything else he wanted to say, we will continue before we move on to Alex.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else to say.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. Good luck with all your tests, and yeah, good luck. Anyway, next
Thanks,
up,
Matt.
no probs. Are you Australian?
No, I just
No, just
put a
because you
fake.
said mate, and I was like, wait a second.
I just put a fake Australian accent. Like my people say my Australian accent is pretty good, but I don't know.
Okay, well,
I
it-
that a
yeah.
lot.
What was that?
Sometimes I kind of tend to slip into a British accent.
Yeah.
I can't do British because like I elongate my vowels too much, like AU or like Australia. Like I can't do British.
Okay. You should see, just on that topic, does anybody here know, is anyone here from New Zealand? No? Okay. Well, just a funny story.
Was Victor Tran from Australia or New Zealand? I can't remember which
I
one it
think
was.
Tran said he was originally from New Zealand, or at some point he lived in New Zealand or something. I know William's from New Zealand, but that's about it.
Yeah, I remember Victor Tran said he lived in New Zealand and then he moved to Australia not too well back.
Yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, what I was saying there is in New Zealand they've got and Alex, don't worry, I'm about to move on to you. What happened is
Alex?
Alex is the honey fry guy.
Stupid game to honey fry guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so in New Zealand they say things a little bit differently to the Australian accent. So for example, if you're gonna say, I'll just say it. When I was working I was a preschool teacher, as you guys will know, at a childcare centre, and there was this deck for the children to play on. The thing is, in New Zealand, in Australia, a deck is like, a wooden platform in front of your house. But in New Zealand, it sounds, because of the accent different, it sounds like you're saying something else.
That was a weird high-pitched beep.
I know so many people who've thought it sounded like the other word. I know so many people.
Exactly. So here I am saying to this other staff member, I'm just going to go out onto the deck. And she looks at me, and she's from New Zealand, and her mouth just drops open. And she's like, what did you just say? And I was like, I'm just going to go onto the deck. And she's like, okay, right. Do you want me to report you to the manager right now? I'm like, it's my lunch break. I'm going to go onto the deck to eat my lunch. And she's like, oh my gosh. If you know, okay. Debex has
Oh
helped
my god.
a bit. So replace the E from deck with an I, and that's what she thought I was saying.
Oh!
What?
Called it.
Exactly.
Called it.
So,
What's even worse is that What's even worse is that it actually used to be a common like American name for like a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, like
Ooh.
not too far away from here, like at a mall, there was like that word apostrophe s sporting goods. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, they also have, like, for example, when they say fish and chips, they say fish and chops, like that. I might be doing it a bit much, but like that's how they say it. Anyway, and also when they count to 10, right? And this is really embarrassing because if you're counting to 10 in front of the children, they say six a bit differently. Replace the it with an X. So they say it very differently too. So the New
Oh no,
Zealand
the
accent
push to
is a little
talk
bit
button is not
awkward.
playing any sound. Discord may freeze on me soon.
No probs. If it freezes on you, we'll understand. Anyway, with that all said, all that embarrassing New Zealand stuff, we are gonna move on to. I was about to say Alex, but Garrett he just magically appeared from the muted area. So Garrett, you can say something. Then we're moving on to Alex.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Okay.
Acceptable.
Well, actually, you have done something new. You actually followed through that how to quickly tutorial on how to clone yourself.
Ooh.
What?
He's thinking, wait, what? Did you see that? A few people have actually done that. He's kind of speechless right now. He's like, what? Did Philip actually see that on my channel?
I know Mr. Jed did it.
Yeah,
Wow.
a few people, and some AstralPhaser or someone else did it too. So I think I've seen about 4 different people they've done. And what's funny is they do it the same every time. So they actually literally say, "Who the heck are you? I'm you, of course." So it's like literally they come up with the exact same words from like my script from the video that I just came up with on the spot. What was that, Garrett?
Copy paste.
Puppy days.
What?
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Copy paste. Exactly. Well, there is that. Oh my goodness. Where did Alex go? He was here. He disappeared.
What
So,
the heck?
Alex was telling me he's been trying to get into the weekly chats for like 8 chats now, and we're just about to get onto Alex, and then he disappeared.
He seems to be in the tech chat.
iPad ran out of power.
Oh!
Oh,
You should have plugged it in, mate.
sorry. Oh my gosh, poor guy. So hopefully, oh my gosh. Okay. Next chat.
Go in the waiting room and you.
What I'll do
can
is
drag
next
them in.
chat, because he technically got into this chat. I'll drag him in next chat just so he gets a chance. Because yeah, he tried. He tried. Okay. So we've got the E3 Tyler. What is going on?
Original Xbox backwards compatibility on Xbox One. That's right. I had to say it. They
Wow. Okay. So they didn't originally have that, did they? So there was no backward, and now they've added it.
Yeah, like originally on the Xbox One, it was just the 360 compatibility, just Xbox 360. But now they went all full circle.
Whoa. Okay. But
Compatibility.
is that via emulation?
Yeah, I believe it's emulation. Like, then
Okay.
again, the Xbox One hardware, it's probably not really capable of doing it in hardware, but emulation, I believe. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is pretty awesome.
yeah, they also announced a few other things during the Xbox conference, including the name of the Project Scorpio, which, surprisingly enough, is the Xbox One X. Yeah, the X, not S, but X. Probably.
Why not just call it the Xbox 5 or something? Isn't it
It's
like the
not
5th
like an
console?
Xbox 5. Like, it's not Xbox 5. It's like a 0.5 or something, pretty much. But I'll just gotta say that the backwards compatibility was a great thing. But let me just say this very quickly. Well, I thought was pretty good. Oh, come on. But
Can I
anyway.
just say something?
Yeah, sure.
Why doesn't Microsoft go the Sony route and just call the first Xbox the Xbox One, second one Xbox 2, third one Xbox 3, fourth one Xbox 4?
But then
My-
they'd have to
Then
use
again, it's Xbox. What do you expect?
they'd
This
have to
is
use
true.
Time Distorter and re-release their products.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Microsoft doesn't really know how to
Next one's
keep
gonna be
Windows
Xbox
10.
720.
Yeah,
Then
I
again-
remember that. They were like, after the 360, this is like back in 2008 days, and they're like, after and I remember my friend at school, he thought he was so cool. He's like, hey, everybody, I know what the next Xbox is going to be called. It's going to be called the Xbox 720, but it was actually called the Xbox One, so he got it wrong.
Indeed. Yeah.
Lost the bet after a
Yeah.
few years.
My internet
So-
cut out for a
yeah.
bit there. I couldn't hear a thing anyone just said.
Okay, no
Yeah, it's
problem.
fine.
Well, don't worry,
Yeah.
it was recorded. Okay.
Yeah, as I was saying, now we just finished the Xbox conference. In I think a few hours by the time this has been recorded, which at the current time this is recorded, it's 10:14 a.m. Pretty much next is the Bethesda conference, and then we've got Sony and Ubisoft and Nintendo and that sort of thing. And yeah, I actually watched the EA conference as well, and they announced some pretty good stuff there. But yeah, I've just been doing my usual pro wrestling stuff as well. But I decided to just take a break from that today and just watch the Xbox conference. And of course, I've got of course, there's all this other stuff. But I have heard something that, well, I heard this in the GameSpot online that basically, what I've heard is they're gonna show off, I think, some WWE related stuff at the GameSpot E3 videos that they're gonna do on Friday. So basically, with that, what that'll mean is basically, I think they're gonna show WWE 2K18.
Oh
That's what I'm
no.
thinking.
Oh,
We've been
okay.
waiting so
Great,
long
it just
for that
froze
game. Like,
again.
there's been so many rumors, so many sort of like all this detail leaks and that sort of thing. But now I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna announce it for sure. But then again, like, this is E3. Like, it's one of the biggest conventions for gaming. And then again, what do you expect? But yeah, just thought I mentioned I was watching E3 because, hey, I actually like watching E3. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So yeah.
I
Yeah,
won't watch E3 until they release Saints Row 5.
Oh,
Okay.
Saints Row 5. You know, speaking of Saints Row, I was actually playing Saints Row 4
Hang on one moment, please.